Hi, this is Matt Jordan from Pearl Corporation, and we're excited today to introduce our new EM1 Mallet Station. So the Mallet Station is a USB-powered MIDI mallet controller. So what that means is that it actually can be powered off of your iPhone, iPad, Mac, or PC. So we're really excited to introduce this. I'm going to play this a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the features. So really sensitive, handles all of my playing, handles all of my dynamics, whatever I want to throw at it. The real killer app to this, though, is the ability to change the range. So right now I'm set as a C to C 3-octave instrument, but by moving these gap caps, we've actually filled in all of our accidentals here. So all of our accidentals are filled in, and all I have to do is move these caps to where I want my gaps to be. So in this case, I'm changing from C to C 3-octave to F 3-octave, just by moving these gap caps. And then up in our control section, we have a low note selector. So I can then shift this to be an F, and now I have a F to F 3-octave range. So now I'm in my vibraphone range. And the other thing about that is I actually can set it to any diatonic note. So if I have a low E guitar transcription I'm working on, I can set it from E to E. If I'm working on a low A marimba solo, I can set it from A to A. So it's very flexible to allow you to do whatever you need to with it. So now that I'm in F, let me shift to our vibraphone sound, and then we're going to talk about some of the dampening features. So what we've actually done is make it where you can play this instrument just like a real acoustic instrument. All of your normal mallet dampening, dead strokes, pedal techniques, all work on this instrument. So even doing things like mallet dampening, I can simply play a chord and then put my mallets down on the keyboard like I would on a real vibraphone. If I wanted to, I can leave notes ringing in the bottom while I dampen other notes. I can also do things like dead strokes underneath that. So there's lots of possibilities with that. We also have 4 MIDI assignable buttons and 3 MIDI assignable faders, and what that allows us to do is assign things like our motor on and also our vibrato speed. So I can turn my motor on with a button, and then change the speed of the motor with one fader really easily. So lots of flexibility. You can play it just like your real vibraphone. So a lot of our Broadway performers need the ability to play splits on the instrument. So maybe you have MIDI channel 1 on the bottom, MIDI channel 2 up top. In this instance, I'm actually doing timpani in the bottom, chimes on the top with some percussion sounds mixed in the middle. So some cool possibilities with being able to mix all of those different sounds as one player in a, again, Broadway situation or for an ensemble application. I also have 3 assignable pedals back here, which we will be offering. And one of the things I've assigned the expression pedal to do is actually the pitch of the timpani. So I can take this and actually do glissando effects using the pedal, the expression pedal, as a timpani pedal. The other thing that we really needed the ability to do for our Broadway performers is to be able to play with sticks. So a lot of times they'll be coming from playing drum set, playing concert snare drum, and need to be able to jump into this immediately. So you can get those nice percussion sounds using sticks, or they can even play melodic instruments using sticks as well. We also have a large amount of sensitivity in this instrument. So, for example, I'm using a drum set patch here where I have a ride cymbal. You can listen to the sensitivity of the ride cymbal. All the way from my softest orchestral level dynamic up to my louder dynamics all respond really well. Actually has the same level of response as our electronic drums, and what that actually means is we have 43 different trigger pads that have that same response. So you can actually treat it more as a sample pad and not only as just a melodic instrument on this. One of the other features that we have on the instrument is the ability to do external MIDI through our optional MIDI expander. And what that MIDI expander does is it plugs into the MIDI expander port here on the unit, and then you can then use a 5-pin MIDI cable to connect to any external devices. So in this instance, I'm actually using a Moog Mother 32 module, but I can simply plug this in, and then I'm playing with external MIDI as well. So some fun that you can have with some external devices, and you're not limited to just USB MIDI. You can also use the 5-pin MIDI devices. If you wanted to do things more in the box, in this case I'm using Apple's main stage, we can do things like a monophonic lead patch and use the filter cutoff to actually control, use the fader to actually control the filter cutoff, and then also we have a pitch wheel over here on our right-hand side. So the other thing that we have the possibility of doing is actually kind of the faster prog rock style lead lines on this as well. So some really cool possibilities with what this could really mean for the future of electronic percussion and mallet percussion in general. So we can also play some more standard sounds. So if you wanted to play an acoustic guitar sound, you could do your guitar transcription using an actual acoustic guitar patch. Even the ability to turn on harmonics. And so, as I mentioned before, this is just a controller, and so we actually will be shipping with a set of sample libraries from Sample Tank, and so you're going to actually have a free download possible when you buy the instrument to download their chromatic percussion pack that will have all of your marimba, vibe, xylo, Glock sounds all included for iPhone, iPad, Mac, and PC. Right now I'm using Apple's main stage, which is a kind of industry standard for this, but also using some additional plugins on here as well. So it really works with any software that you have. One of the other cool things about this is the price. So $999, so it's less than a third of the cost of any of the other instruments on the market, while gaining all of the capabilities we have with the range shift and also the ease of use of using our software editor. I haven't mentioned that yet, but we took all of the complicated MIDI features off the device itself. So for a younger student, a 6th grade student, a beginner who doesn't understand MIDI, you've taken all that complicated setup off the device itself. So if they plug into their iPhone or iPad, it just works. Class compliant, no drivers needed, and if they wanted to get into some of the more advanced features, they can plug into the computer with the software editor and be able to edit things like MIDI channels, layers, splits, and also making these dead notes also be active as triggers, non-pitch triggers if you'd like, throughout that. We do have some options available with accessories. So we have our $99 soft case over here, which is more of a sleeve style bag, and then we have our $199 rolling soft but hard-sided case that has the wheels and is able to fit the 2 tripod stands that we have as an accessory as well. So this will be available late April or early May, and we're excited to see everyone get their hands on it and see what they do with it. Thanks again for checking it out.